my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel, and this is Injured Cleaning Hacks 101. Let's get right into it. A lot of you guys had asked for this video. We don't even own a ring light or anything like that, so it is on its way. Yeah, just thank you guys for being so gracious and being happy to watch videos where people are just recording with what they've got. I want to introduce myself a little bit. I'm Nikki Schumacher, and I've had 3 or 4 pregnancies in the last 3 years. And 2 of those pregnancies ended with a live baby that I still have. But those 2 pregnancies that went very far to full term, I ended up with a good amount of bed rest and then a good long recovery period in between due to something called pubic symphysis dysfunction. Leave in the comments below if you have dealt with that. I would love to chat. I didn't know really much about pubic symphysis dysfunction with the first pregnancy and got back to working out right at 6 weeks, which the doctor told me I could do. I ended up re-injuring and did not heal for probably 2 years post pregnancy, the first go round, after being on bed rest for 3 months. Got pregnant again, was on bed rest for half of that pregnancy. So these are injured cleaning hacks that can just help things go a little bit better if you're on crutches, if you're sick with the flu, or have a broken bone, or many other things that maybe I haven't thought of. Yeah, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to hit subscribe so that you can know whenever I am putting out new videos. Leave in the comments below any content that you'd like to see in the future, and I will do my best to provide it. So number 1 is to ask someone to help. This is the hardest thing you'll ever do, and I'm preaching to the choir here. I did not do this with my first pregnancy. That is a big reason why the injury was prolonged. I was too embarrassed maybe to ask someone for help, or I didn't have a community around me that I thought that I could ask for help. And this last pregnancy, while I was on bed rest for about 4.5 months, my church actually brought a lot of meals. If you don't have a community around you, I am so sorry for that. I didn't my first pregnancy, and I would just encourage you to find that so that the next time you're injured, you're not alone. I still think that community is so vital. You know, if you like painting or Toastmasters or whatever, just building a community around you. I'm a complete introvert and I still need community. Number 2, remember the Pareto Principle. What the Pareto Principle is the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results come from 20% of your activities. So 80% of the results for like keeping your household running on autopilot come from only 20% of your activities. And so for homemaking, in my humble opinion, that's clothes and food. Everybody has to have clothes, especially if you live somewhere where people would freeze to death without clothes on, and everyone needs to eat. For instance, I was on modified bed rest. I really couldn't walk very far. If I walked too far, I would be in excruciating pain, but I could walk to the bathroom. If I could only do 1 or 2 things, it would be anything to do with food and anything to do with clothing. So as I was walking to the bathroom, I'd walk past the washing machine, throw a load of clothes in, and even if you have to pull them out of a basket, try to ask someone to switch it over for you from the washer to the dryer and from the dryer to the basket. Unfortunately, if you fold it and you can't put it away, it's gonna get unfolded. I don't know, that's just the law, I guess. But at least you have clean clothes to wear, and your little ones have clean clothes to wear. They're not naked. You know, you're doing your best. You just do what you can do. You take the steps that you can take and listen to your body. That is really the standard that you have to listen to. And I so wish that I would have done this my first rodeo, but I didn't. I didn't have that grace for myself, and I hope that you do. I hope that you realize that you're worth it. Whatever you need to do to get well, just take care of yourself. Yeah, that's all that really needs to be said. And then of course food is the other thing. If there's only a few things that you can get done, dishes is a big one. What I did was a Fly Lady hack, and if you don't know the Fly Lady, I highly recommend checking her out. She is amazing. This is not sponsored at all by anyone. I just really love the Fly Lady. She actually changed my life. I'll tell you that story maybe in a different video if you guys want to hear about it. But she encourages you to keep a dish tub underneath the sink. And I did that, which was great because even my 2-year-old could put her dirty dish under there when she could not reach the sink. She could put her dirty dish away. And just loading things directly into the dishwasher. So really it's dishes and laundry kind of keeps the household running, because dishes done equals something to eat on, you know? It's just as practical as that. Those two things, if those two things are taken care of to the best of your ability, the rest of the house, it doesn't really matter. I mean, your household will keep running, you'll all survive, and it doesn't need to be perfect. If it's in your budget, honestly, it's only like $1 for paper plates. That's not that much. Typically, we like to save money and not waste paper, but if you can afford those convenience items, I think that's awesome. Number 3, keep duplicates of all your cleaning products by every single sink. This house we just moved into when our baby was 2 weeks old is beautiful, 1,000 square foot house, and it feels huge to this family of 4 who came from an 800 square foot house that didn't have a garage. It just had like a little shed out back. I'm telling you, having the 2 bathrooms, having cleaning products by both bathrooms and by the sink in the kitchen. Normally I like to be minimalist, but for this time, you know, if you're injured, taking less steps is a big priority. So I like to alternate which bathroom I use. That way, every time I go to the bathroom, I just tidy for a few seconds. I'm already in there. Take 10 seconds and swish the toilet and then wipe down the sink. And believe it or not, if you're drinking enough water, oh, that reminds me, I need to drink some water. So good. I'm actually double fisting it. I have coffee here and water. The same thing goes for toiletries. I also love to keep toiletries in both bathrooms. Like, for instance, I keep a toothbrush in both bathrooms and a toothbrush for my children in both bathrooms, so that no matter which bathroom I go to, you know, the kids are gonna follow me in there, and then I can make sure that their teeth get brushed every day. Just saving me those steps and keeping shampoo in both showers, that kind of thing. And then when I'm in the kitchen, not having to walk all the way to the bathroom to get my multi-purpose cleaner just saves my steps, and so I'm more likely to wipe down the kitchen counter a little bit when I go to grab myself something to eat. Number 4, I feel like this is gonna seem so silly to everyone, like obviously, duh, but my personality is such a go, 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 active person that it never occurred to me that sitting workstations was an option. Yes, sitting workstations are slower, but you can sit at the kitchen table and chop vegetables and do food prep type things. It was a lot easier on my body than standing at the counter. It seems so basic, but I wish someone would have told me sooner, because I really, by the time I discovered that, it had been a while. Yeah. Even better than sitting workstations is buying pre-chopped vegetables or canned vegetables, frozen vegetables. I love fresh vegetables. I love organic. When, you know, as much as we can afford, we love that. But you have to let perfectionism go. I would rather my family eat frozen, pre-chopped veggies than top ramen, because I was such a perfectionist. I bought fresh organic broccoli at the farmer's market that I really was in too much excruciating pain to really pull out of the refrigerator and chop up. It's obvious that the taste of fresh food is so much better, but I would rather my family eat vegetables than macaroni and cheese. Just have grace for yourself and don't expect everything to be perfect. Prioritize. Remember, like, the goal is for everyone to be fed and to eat somewhat healthy as much as you can, and then for everyone to be clothed, and that includes you. Mama, don't forget about yourself. Number 6, my very favorite favorite cleaning hack is to enlist the help of your children. And if they're walking, at least, you know, basically any age child, as long as they're walking. And I know every family is different. And children hit different milestones at different times, so I totally understand that. So my eldest was only 2 years old, and I had some amazing help from her in the living room and in her room. And we would make a game. I would set a timer for 20 minutes, and I would tell her one by one what to put away. And you wouldn't think that it would make a big difference, but it made a huge difference. It made a huge difference. On the day where I was just in excruciating pain and had a really hard time even getting up off the couch, I'd play a game with her, set a timer for 20 minutes, and say one at a time, put the book on the shelf, and she'd put the book on the shelf. Put that toy back in your room, and she'd put that toy back in her room. Put that dish in the kitchen, and she'd put that dish in the kitchen. And at her milestone of development at the time at 2 years old, if I'd have said, clean up the living room, that would have made no sense to her. It would have just been overwhelming. But I just seriously told her one at a time for 20 minutes. We made it a game. We did this often, and it actually kept the living room pretty tidy. When we did that, we should have done it more because she loved it. It was good for her. It was good for her vocabulary. It was getting her up and walking around. I am a firm believer that the biggest gifts often come from our biggest hardships. And for her, she had an injured mommy almost her whole young life. That actually helped her to be a little more independent, and it's a blessing to see that she doesn't get overwhelmed because she knows how to put away her own things. Today, at 3.5, almost 4, she's pretty tidy still. And that's a blessing to me too, to see that. I hope to keep that up with my younger children, and we'll see how that goes. They say, you know, every kid turns out differently. And like I said, I understand every child's at a different milestone. So, you know, if your kids can't pay attention to do that for 20 minutes, I totally get it. But for us, that worked. And so I say, try it. She might put the dish in the kitchen in a random place in the kitchen. She might put the book on the shelf haphazardly, but it was way tidier than it would have been. And so it wasn't like we expected this perfect thing from her. We made it a game. So those are my hacks, and I really hope that you find this helpful. If there's anything else you'd like me to do a video on, please leave it in the comments. If you have any tips, or if you have experienced pubic symphysis dysfunction yourself, I would love to chat with you in the comments. Please hit subscribe so that we can make sure that you know when all of my new videos are uploaded. And I would love to have you join the community here. Love to you. Hope you have a great day.
I just want to talk.
You want to talk to our friends? Mm-hmm. What do you want to tell them?
Well, they're good.
You want to tell them?
They're precious.
They're good. They're precious.
Yay, you got me. But get it.